Sometimes you just gotta come outside and get some fresh air. Right, Bella? Right, boo boo? Right, boo boo? Yeah. How that movie go was done in the dark comes to the light. Yep. Yeah, I had got a phone call, whatnot. I don't even know who the fuck that was. I probably should have called that number back. By the time I answered, they had hung up. But fuck it. They'll leave a message, I guess. But you know, it's good sometimes when you go with your gut. You feel played when you don't. When your gut tell you something and you go against it, you pay for it heavily. But you be like, man, I dodged a bullet type shit. Like, you decide to go with your gut. Be like, it'll tell you, it'll give you a whole lot more peace. If you just go with your gut. And I went with my gut with quite a few things lately. And I'm glad I did. It's all gravy, baby. Life is all gravy. How, hey, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Hanging in there. You
You
work?
better
Money fine as hell, y'all. I'll never tell her though. I'll never tell her. Me and her, we moved in on the same day. I stay to myself though, mainly. I'll chat like here and there with neighbors, but I don't kick it with them like I did with my neighbors, you know, when I was out there in Jonesboro. But yeah, life just be life, and I learned a lot of shit. You know, certain shit I suspected, but it's like you suspect something and then it turns out to be true. You be like, damn. You even try to gaslight yourself that it ain't that fucked up, and then come to find out it is. Type shit. It's on my channel. My name Brandy. Hi. How you doing? My skin is kind of cleared up, but I do got a pimple right here. Thank you. Yeah, it's time for me. I gotta wash my hair. I'm probably gonna like moisturize it tomorrow, maybe, or later on. Um, I thought I thought I could get away with just wetting my hair. Oh hell no, hell no. I'm content in my own little island where I'm at. I'm chilling. You stop telling me what to damn do. That's what you can do. Stop telling me what to damn do. I'm in Georgia. What about you? Hi, all the new people here. How you doing? Oh, hey, you're back. Oh, I have family in Wisconsin. I have family pretty much all over. I want to try the Wisconsin cheese. I went to Chicago, but I didn't get to try their famous deep dish pizza. I want to try a hoagie from what that is? Not a hoagie. Is it called a hoagie? What up, Rue? Hey, Brandy, how you handling all this pollen that needs to rain? I'm miserable. We finna get some rain. But man, I've been sick with bronchitis, but maybe it's been allergies all along. I was like coughing pretty bad last night and like been waking up for the past like month, waking up drenched in sweat. Best cheese curds. Yeah, how you? Oh, you say you miserable. Yeah. Man, I missed 5 points. Like back when I lived out here before, 5 points used to be the shit. Back in like 2008 to 2011 when I stayed here. I came out here, it ain't like how it used to be, and I was told that too. All that shit that used to pop on back in the day is dead now. But I'm like I used to go to like Glenwood, um, South DeKalb Mall, and Strokers. One time I went to Strokers. What sport I play? I don't play any sport. 5 points was lit, especially when the underground was open. The underground is closed? Man, I had been talking about I wanted to go to the underground too. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Need that prayer. I really do. And yeah. Well, what you been up to, Root? You play football and soccer? I'm more so of a writer. And the original underground, the new underground still was not the same. Is it in the same place? I think they had like a Smoothie King or a McDonald's in that area I used to go to. I used to rip and run all up and down 5 points. Hey, thanks, Ken Dog. I used to run all up and down 5 points. I used to like to go to the West End Mall. I've been to just about damn near every mall out here. Been to like Stonecrest Mall. It's better to choose. Yeah. I've been to Stonecrest Mall, South DeKalb Mall, Lenox Mall. You know the singer Chili? I had ran into her when I went to Lenox Mall. I forget exactly what year. I want to say maybe 2008 because me and Toya was still together when I had went to Lenox Mall. And I was like, damn, Chili by my height. She's short as hell. You know, Chili from the group TLC. I even ran into Mace in a expensive restaurant. I'm like, this nigga short too. And that rapper Lil Zane that was rapping on that song Anywhere by 112, that dude was trying to get me to come to his studio. I'm like, I'm good. I'm like, boy, you shorter than me. And I'm short. There's a lot of clubs now, West End clubs. Do they have any lesbian clubs out here? Because I remember we used to have Phase 1, but I heard Phase 1 burned down, and not long before I left, there was this club called the Ambiance, but I don't see that no more neither. Celebs would be in Lenox and Field. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm trying to think of who else I may have met that's a celebrity out here. But I was tripped out seeing Mace. I'm like, dude, ain't you from New York? Yeah, he shook my hand and everything. Lil Zane was trying to get I did give Lil Zane my number, but I chickened out when it came to, like, he was like wanting me to, be alone, spend a long time. I'm like, I'm good. And you know that dude, his name was Rashad Jamal. Yeah, I seen Chili. Y'all know the dude Rashad Jamal? He like one of them Hotep dudes. He used to come to my house, and I used to cut his hair. We even did a couple of rap tracks together, like back when music was on a CD type shit. I think maybe when MP3s first started coming out. Me and Rashad Jamal, I remember he came to my house, and he had me cut his hair. But I was like, I know I'm good at like trimming beards and shit too. So when I trimmed his beard, boy, he was mad as fuck. He was like, you got me looking like a pedophile. Why you shit? I'm like, my bad. Yeah, I used to cut his hair, and we used to do music together. Me and him be sitting up 3-4 o'clock in the morning on my couch out in Stone Mountain. We used to be sitting on my couch just talking, and he was asking me one time, he's like, why are you gay? Why can't you like get a man and whatever? I'm like, man, I'm more comfortable like this or whatnot. And he ain't never tried to holler at me or get with me or nothing like that, but he was a good friend. He was like, I'm from Chicago. I'm like, oh. But sometime later, like, I found out he wound up in jail for like a long time. Then he came back around, and I seen him on Facebook, and then now I see him on YouTube, and he's like got this huge following. You know, like up there with like Brother Polite. He's like, and like Red Pill and Blue Pill. He's like one of them. Brother Polite, we found out that dude. I think that dude's still in prison. Brother Polite. But I forget around what time, but I used to keep up watching Brother Polite and them for a little minute. Trying to think of what other celebrities I met in my lifetime. They had that lady named Miss Laura, you remember, it wasn't Def Comedy Jam. It was Comic View, I want to say, back in the day. And I went to Tennessee. I was a teenager. And I went to Tennessee on this trip to this hotel called Opryland. We had a big old Bible class event going on there. And I was shocked to run into Miss Laura. She passed away now. Now, Miss Laura, she was in one of Master P movies. She was walking and like rubbing the cup up against the bars in jail. Her. Mystical in jail right now. That's why I don't be trying to really brag too much about meeting him. But I did meet him and shake his hand before in person too. Me and my siblings ran into him at a red light over there on Canal Street, North Claiborne in New Orleans. He was at the red light. I was like, oh shit, that's mystical. And I seen Keith Sweat in person, but I didn't get close enough to talk to him. When me and my ex China, we saw Keith Sweat. He was warming up for a concert later on that night at this fair. So I was like, I want to meet Brandy and Chris Brown though. I ain't too heavy on meeting Beyonce, but if I ever did, I ain't tripping. But I would like to meet Chris Brown and Brandy. I mean, all these people that like know Brandy, and I be like, tell her I said hey. They'll never tell her for me. But I did call myself, uh, telling her Happy Mother's Day one time, and she responded back and told me Happy Mother's Day to me too. And I'm like, is this real? It's not like I used to try to talk to Brandy on Snapchat, because I wanted to tell her at the time when my daughter was like slim. I used to be like, she got them eyes like Brandy, the singer. The chinky eyes and wide, like slanted eyes. Now my daughter's chunky, but at the time when she was smaller, she used to remind me of Brandy. And y'all know who's that? Y'all remember that group, the Whitehead Brothers? And they used to sing that song, Your Love is a 187. I forgot what post I posted on Instagram, and one of the dudes, the lead singer, he hearted my comment on Instagram one time. And then there's that guy Tony Thompson. Y'all can hear me? That guy Tony Thompson from the group High Five. I had no idea he was going through shit, but I used to talk to him a lot on Facebook when I first learned of Facebook. And I found out he passed away. I was distraught. But he was a very nice guy. I talked to him, like maybe about a year. I was married at the time, so I wasn't trying to like get fresh with him or nothing. But yeah, I was mind blown when I found out he passed away. And who else? Yeah, I used to talk to Tony Thompson. And one time when my husband, I hate saying that, Dwayne was working at the airport. He was cleaning out planes, working for JetBlue. And I think he used to be like pushing around handicapped people and stuff like that too, to get to their plane and stuff. And one time he was like, "Oh, guess what? Chris Brown here." And so he was like telling me, "Oh, this Chris Brown. My wife want to talk to you." So Chris Brown came on the phone. He like, "What's up?" I'm like, "What's up, man?" But he like, "Oh, I gotta go. My mama calling me." But I don't know. Maybe it really was Chris Brown. I don't know. And thank you. Like Jazzy Faye, when I was in, I won't say I was in the military, and I went out there to see Jazzy Faye and CeeLo Green performing. And I don't remember what other celebrities were there, but that was in Shreveport. And I got to shake hands with David Robinson, that played for the San Antonio Spurs. And when I was in the military, I met him. I had seen George Bush in person, and he was the president when I was in the military. Who else? It'll probably come to me later, but I know I met quite a couple of more celebrities than that. But I ain't do all that fainting and crying. Do people still do that? You don't hear about people fainting and crying when they meet celebrities nowadays. Nowadays, they be online making fun and making memes and talking shit about celebrities. Back in the day, man, people used to be like passing out, fainting and shit. But yeah. Do any of y'all like to go to the museum? I remember I went to like I think it was the Tupac Shakur Museum before out here. Would you rather eat a cold, sauceless chicken nugget or a raw, unsalted potato? Probably a raw unsalted potato. Wait, raw? Hell no. I'll go with the sausage chicken. Let me tell you a celeb who has the nastiest attitude, pure stink. That's why she should flop now. Keisha Cole is very mean spirited. Oh, damn. I ain't never heard that one. I heard that Beyonce was. Um, who was that? Thinking of Money Long. I talked to Money Long a time or two, and they got this singer named Alex Vaughn that did this one song with Money Long. I was, she was like hearting my comments and stuff on TikTok quite a bit. Matter of fact, I want to play that song when I get off of here. It's called what is it called? And it's got to do with it's not Silhouette, but what is it called when you blinded? It'll come back to me. But anyway, yeah. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm grown now, but when I was a kid, I did used to like to go to like a children's museum. Every now and then I still have dreams about the children's museum. You know, that was fun. Children's museum and stuff. How y'all feel about Candy on this new road trip? I think she was already planning that anyway. She tried to project that on me. You know what I noticed lately? People be lying on me lately. I don't like that. People been lying on me a lot lately, and I really don't like that. You know, Candy made like she had to leave town because I was coming down there. She has already been talking for a month about leaving and contemplating on going a second trip around on the Amtrak. But I'm like, I ain't got no dog in that fight. But at the same time, I'm like, it's kind of weird and senseless. Not that my opinion matters, but she like, oh, everybody, there's one in Atlanta. It's so much fun for kids, for real. Yeah, Candy's like, Candy on another road trip. Yeah, another one. And try to make like Sticky and me the reason why she leaving. I'm like, man, I said that out of anger in the moment. Candy lied on me, talking about saying that I abused and neglected my kids and made them drink out the toilet and all types of fucked up shit. Talking about I used to starve my kids. And so I showed pictures on my community post on my other page. I'm like, do this look like my kids were starving to you? Yeah, yeah. Short stories. She mean yellow short bus stories? Yellow short bus stories for sure. She ain't on my level when it come to writing. And not that I've ever tried to compete with her with the shit. I just always wanted to, damn, just as soon as I say yellow short bus, it's a yellow short bus pass. Oh my. As soon as I say yellow short bus just rolled past me. That's insane. But yeah, I've always tried to compete with myself when it came to even dancing, writing, or whatever. Never tried to compete with her. Never. But I've seen in life, we come from a competitive family. And I hate that. But it's just like, has anyone ever told you look like Ariana Grande? Yeah, okay. But yeah, man. She traveled more than I do. Must be nice. Well, I hope she stays safe. Man, Candy gonna be all right. She always is all right. Where she run up on people, get up in their face and curse them out, she be all right. And it's just, she had. I was like, it's senseless. It's one thing you want to go on a trip, fine, but you want to go on the trip, these lavish trips, on everybody else's dime, with no hotel, no food, no backup plan, nothing. No, she like really relies on these people. Like even back in the day when me and Kimberly Harper was cool, and she told me she like Candy don't even pack her bags when it's time for her to check out the hotels. And that's why she be telling people she's on a time limit. Cause she trying to get another night. And Bella, what's going on? You all right? You chilling? Yep. We out here getting this fresh air. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, that's not too smart. But fuck, she grown. She do what the fuck she want to do. But it's not too smart, you know. I mean, if I wanted to go, what's crazy is supportive subscribers can't even afford that train trip. Man, she talking about saying I got a cult following, or Sticky got a cult following, but I've heard of people took their life savings, took their bill money, took, they 401k, shit like that. I would love to talk to Camilla Crazy ass. Man, Candy might, and this is some shit going around that Candy might just be Camilla. And I'm going to tell you why I'm back to thinking that now. Candy used to have imaginary friends growing up. I don't know if I've ever told. I mean, I told it, but I don't know. I don't think any of y'all in this space or in this audience here have ever heard that. But Candy stopped having imaginary friends when we was like in our 30s. She like, don't tell nobody. I'm like, I ain't gonna tell nobody. She like, yeah, I still got imaginary friends. I'm like, Candy used to do stuff and tell me it was her imaginary friends that did it. Then my foster mom would be like, who did this? Who did that? She'd be like, Brandy, what up? I'm like, you told me it was your imaginary friend. Candy used to steal money from my foster mama. It was crazy. A lot of shit that I was like, learning how to do that Candy did, and I did it too type shit. I was always the one that would get in trouble. And I didn't realize she had me doing this and that so she could blame it on me. And here we see now nothing has changed. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's changed. She still uses me as a scapegoat. Yes. I look just like her, don't I? Well, no, I don't. Some people say she look about 10, 15 years older than I do. And I ain't even got my hair done. That's why my hair got little, light brown parts. And when I moisturize my hair be dark. But now that's not moisturized. It's like light brown, like a dirty brown. But Candy's hair is lighter than mine. That remind me of my kids, because my son Ivan got this little light hair. And my son McKeithen got dark hair. But McKeithen got hair like me. I don't think you look that much like her, but it's crazy how you can imitate her so well when you want to. Yeah. And I had just telling Sticky and the voice and mannerisms and everything. Yeah. Yeah, I do. And like Candy used to have, I had told Sticky the other day, Candy used to have a imaginary friend named Mr. No-No. So she would walk up with a hunchback with her hands like this, her face like this. And she's like, Mr. No-No, guess who I talked to today? I'm like, who? She's like, Mr. No-No. I'm like, you sure he ain't imaginary? Because she's like, he's right there. I'm like, I don't see no, Mr. No. He like, hi, Bobby. How you do today? I'm like, you get along with him better than me. And I'm like, I ain't never seen him. And she had a Tiffany Bonquetto, Christina and Theron. And she was always blaming shit on money come up missing in my foster mama house. She come back with some Nike shoes, some nice ass shoes too. I was getting in trouble. I'm like, I ain't take that money. I'm like, I know you see Candy over there with some goddamn new shoes on. My foster mama like, shut up, don't talk back to me. I'm like, bruh, I ain't took no fucking money. I was working. Candy wasn't. Candy was walking around with Nike shoes on and shit. New clothes. Going to the mall. Oakwood Mall and shit. And I was like, And she like, oh, my friend Tiffany Bonquetto bought this for me. You seem so even killed. Candy seems like she needs psychiatric medications. I'm on psychiatric medications, but I'm pretty much the same when I'm not on them. But I needed help to stabilize my mood. That's why. And I ain't gonna lie, I took it upon myself this last go round. Because the doctors had took me off of medications for like a year and a half. See, I seem to be functioning better off of them. But I kept it real with myself. And this last go round, like, 2023? Right when I met Nut Job, I had asked the doctor to put me back on medication. Because I'm like, woo, this girl a handful. I need to be on some medication to deal with this motherfucker. This motherfucker off the chain. And I've been on medication ever since. I'm like, I ain't tripping. Because you take Abilify. Me and Abilify don't get along. I'm like, don't ever give me that shit again. Yeah, me and Abilify don't get along. But I like Doxepin, but the new doctor I got since I moved took me off of Doxepin. It's getting kind of late in the evening now, but tomorrow I'm going to make sure I call and schedule that appointment. Because they said they wanted to see how I do with the Lamictal. And then they're going to start to treat me. They said once I get stabilized on the Lamictal, then they'll start treating me for ADHD also. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't be doing it on purpose, but I be pissing people off. Because I be asking people to repeat what they said, and they be like, I'm not gonna repeat myself. You ain't listening. You ignoring me. I'm like, I promise I'm not ignoring you. I'll be sit there and I'll be on two phones at the same goddamn time with the TV on. Type shit. I was like, it's the main way I can function. Like, in order for me to focus, I have to have another distraction. It's crazy. But that's why I'm like, I need time to focus on myself and get a routine going, get some structure going to lessen the chaos and confusion in my life. So that's what type of time I'm on. I ain't looking at trying to date nobody. None of that shit. How Drake said, no new friends. Yeah, learned the hard way. Like how Mo3 said, everybody ain't your friend. You be thinking so. And I'm just trying to work on finding better ways to protect my mental, protect my emotions, protect my spirituality, protect me, my physical safety, and just doing a lot of spiritual decluttering, a lot of mental decluttering. And like I said, I ain't tripping. This had to happen. It need to go this way. But yeah, back to Candy. Candy used to like to take her medicine growing up. I don't think Candy ever really took her medicine like she was supposed to, because she was like a wild animal, a fucking Tasmanian devil growing up. She was like, she wasn't nothing nice. That girl was so violent. And I ain't gonna lie. Like, like I explained to everybody on here, y'all don't think Candy ain't put me through some like real trauma as a kid? She put me through some real trauma. And I'm in my 40s and some of this shit I still can't shake. But the things she has done and said hurts me more. I'd rather her punch me in the face and punch me in the chest again, kick me in the stomach again, than for her to do the shit that she's doing to me. And she's always talking about somebody being abusive and brutal, and I'm like, girl, you're the most abusive motherfucker on the planet. She's so abusive. And it's like, I don't know why she don't see it. But like I said, man, the only thing, Candy's always been this way. The only thing is she ain't physically violent like she was. And it wasn't no gang stalking. And even, I forget who it was, but they pointed out, they said that they think that's why Candy was like, when we had that face-to-face video, and I'm like, Darnell Williams is Tony. And she's like, no, that's Tony pretends to be Darnell. That ain't Darnell. That ain't the real Darnell. She'd be like, take it off the bad numbers, Darnisha. And shit like that. And I'm like, somebody has said maybe Darnisha is one of the voices in her head. I'm going to tell y'all something, because there is a couple of people in my family that, you know what I'm saying? And my brother one time, my crazy ass, I shouldn't have. But I'm glad everything was all right. My fool ass self, I left and went somewhere. I would have left him with my daughter. I came back. I'm like, Sean, what's wrong? And he was like, the voices in my head was telling me to kill Raven. I'm like, oh, hell no. Let me get my baby the fuck up out of here. I'm like, oh, I'm glad you ain't listening to them voices, Sean. I'm like, I'm tripped out. Candy telling everybody I was taking that boy money. I'm like, man, Sean say that everybody took his damn money, much like Candy does. I'm like, if anything, Sean was using me. I'm sitting there buying snacks and food and shit for my daughter. When I had my daughter and I was pregnant with another baby, but I lost that baby, Sean was eating me out of the house and the home. At first, Sean ain't had to pay nothing to stay with me. But I seen he was eating me out of house and home. And I'm like, boy, I have a whole baby here. I'm like, you eating up all her food, all my food? Like, no. You have to pay a couple of little bills around here. Because I was paying all the bills, you know. Dwayne wasn't even paying no bills. It was me, Dwayne, my daughter, my brother Sean. Then came my brother Wyatt and his girlfriend Toya. And a couple of my friends used to hang out every now and then. I had a house full. But I was doing all the bill paying and all the cooking. I was explaining that last night. I always had a house full of people. I was always cooking. Always. That's why even with my one ass by myself, I have a bad habit of like cooking too much and having to throw the rest away, because all I know how to do is cook big meals. Big pots of gumbo, big pots of red beans, big pot of oxtails. That's all I know how to, cook. I have been trying to inch, because I ain't even really been having an appetite like that. So I've been like having to force myself to eat. So I'm like, okay, I get my hands on like a piece of fruit, I eat that, Stop vaping. If only you knew. I already quit drinking. I quit drinking. I'm pretty proud of myself for that. Now, mind you, I ain't gonna lie, a couple of days ago, I got like a little tipsy off of one can. I went right to sleep. But overall, I haven't had got fucked up since like January. Was it like January, February? Last time I got real fucked up, I want to say it was like January though. Because I was dealing with this one chick. She was always wanting me to drink with her. Drink. I'm like, why are you always trying to get me drunk? And I'm like, I've been dealing with that since like 2023, where I run across people that always be trying to get me drunk. That's a crazy thing. That there with that video that they trying to make viral and put out, it wasn't my idea to drink that day. It wasn't my idea to drink. And that's why I like my subconscious. I felt like I was being set up. Because I was like, you want me to like get white girl wasted, but here you take a little sip. And, I'm like, I'm over here getting fucked up. Then wind up the police being called and like, oh, you drunk, you drunk. And I'm like, I feel like you set me up. I'm like, it was your idea for me to drink. Even I used to try to quit drinking. Like, a lot of shit was happening behind the scenes people didn't know. And it don't even matter now because people's minds are already made up. Like I said, I wound up becoming like a hard, bad alcoholic. But like I said, I'm going to keep it honest. Like, I started drinking a couple of months after I left China because it was a shock to my system. I was living with somebody for like 11 years. And all of a sudden you go off to a place where you at home alone all day by yourself. You don't know nobody. You don't have no friends out there. And thankfully there was a gym and I could go outside walking my dog. But I was drinking to cope because, China was the love of my life. I mean, we was together 11 years. So I started drinking to cope, and because I had started falling for another chick, and she played the hell out of me. So, yeah, I just started drinking. I was just feeling fucked up one night, and I just I had drunk, and it like gradually started getting bad. But it was real, it started like, as the years went by, it got real bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's this person over here, like, have a drink. I'm like, why are you trying to get me fucked up? And one time, I let a girl come to my house. I only met this chick one time. I let this girl come to my house. And she got me fucked up. And we fucked. We ate, then we fucked. I woke up. Money was missing out of my account. The front door unlocked. Side door open. I was pissed. Then I sat down like, what the fuck? And here people calling me laughing, saying that the girl was saying I couldn't fuck worth a damn. And so I showed, what I showed. And I'm like, do this look like I suck? And they like, oh man, she tried to play you. I'm like, yeah. She got mad at me because I fell asleep on her after we did what we did. And she wanted to go another round, I fell asleep. So she was pissed about that. I'm like, these women out here be weird, like, they be wanting your attention. And they feel like you ain't giving them your attention. It's like men too, but not like women. Women like to play this cat and mouse game, I notice, where they'll chase you until they get you hooked. And then by the time you hooked and you start like opening up to them, then they, hand you their ass to kiss type shit. I'm like, that's why my last few relationships, I was reserved in the beginning and trying to control my emotions and not trying to be as affectionate or expressive. I'm starting to fall in love. I'm like, I bet you I won't never tell a motherfucker, like, they tell me first. The only one person I ever said I love you first to was this chick named Monique. Right after I left China, she was the first, probably only girl I ever told I love you to first. Thanks, click here. Yeah, she's probably the only girl I've ever said I love you first. Everybody else said they love me first. I'm checked out on the people that sit there and say I love you on the first day. That's a trip. But yeah, I be like, lately been having like my guard up and having my reservations and shit. That's why I'm like, I'm better off. I've dealt with my time and share of relationships, friends, company. And I was talking to my foster stepdaddy. He was like, don't you let nobody in that motherfucking house. I'm like, yes, sir. Yes, Dad. He like, don't let nobody in that house. You know, and don't be going to nobody else's house. You got to protect yourself out here, baby. I'm like, yes, sir. I didn't know that man was in the military. But I knew he used to play for the Dallas Cowboys. I love that man. And I was so happy when I reunited with him because I ain't talked to him since Hurricane Katrina. And here it is, this year he found me. I'm like, the last couple of years has been like the year of finding. Last year my kids found me a couple of weeks before my birthday. This year my foster stepdad found me. I'm like, damn, who else gonna find me? You know. But I'm in the season for new beginnings. You know, and I do notice like things work out better for me when I do shit on my own. That's why I need time to myself. Because even when you go to a therapist or a psychiatrist lately, I was sitting there scratching like my head. Like I was venting them. Hey, Linda. I'll vent to them and they'll be like, okay, well, what do you think? How do you think you should have handled that situation? Or how do you think you should go about it? I'm like, that's what I'm talking to you for, because I don't know what the fuck to do. And so I'm like, man, it's like kind of like think for yourself. And I'm like, And I'm like, when I do things my way, shit get done. When I do things other people's way, it don't get done. Or it be a catastrophe and they be sitting there looking like, oh, what we gonna do now? How we gonna get out of this? Like, I don't know. Like, you kept insisting that this was the best decision, the best idea. Now look at us. Now you don't even know how to unfuck the shit. Hold on. Man, I thought that was somebody sending me a Cash App. That was just like showing my statements or whatnot. But, yeah. This time is good. Because I'm like, I could use this time to get better at my writing. It feel cool out here right now. Yeah, I can use this time to get better at my writing, keep my house clean, and play with my animals. They do well playing with each other too. For that boy to be a boy cat, he don't never scratch Bella, but he'll pat her like, bop. And that cat, I was like, he a trip. Because one day he was up in the house late at night, and all you hear is no, 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 no. And the other night, I had closed the door, and him and Bella, and I'm pretty sure it was him, he bust through the door. I'm like, how the fuck you getting here? And he's just whining. So the other night, I had locked the door. So he's all like scratching at the door. And I'm like, get away from the door, bastard. He like, whine. I said, because I said so, whine. I said, boy, don't talk to me. He whine. I'm like, really? He like, whine. And even one time he was like, mama, mama. I'm like, this cat could talk. It's just like my dog Pippa I had. Pippa used to be like, hey, Pippa. She used to be like, hi. I got to find that video. It's on this channel, I believe. Well, when I had Pippa, I think even the night before she went missing, or the weekend before she went missing, I had a video of her saying, hi, hi. I'm like, that's too cute. Now we got to teach this one how to talk. But let's see if she'll do a hand. Thank you. Give me paw. Give me paw. Give me paw. Thank you. Good girl. And see, she know how to give me puff. She's a sweet baby. It's time for me to retire these shoes. It really is time for me to retire these shoes. They ran this course while it was good. Yeah. I'm just rambling. Don't know whether y'all find it entertaining or not, but just rambling. Candy, though, she gonna get her karma, though. I ain't gotta do nothing to her, because like I said, even if I did go down there and put paws on her, it's not gonna change how she think, how she act. It's not gonna change anything. She had a whole gun pulled out on her. You would think she stopped running up on people getting in their face with their camera. She had got maced with pepper spray. You would think she would stop. Nope. So I'm like, I know me, putting my hands on it ain't gonna do no motherfucking good. All it is it'll hurt her for a minute, and then she'll heal and be alright. Be right back to the same part shit. But I'm like, I'm tired of her going lie and telling folks that I'm gonna unalive her. And I'm like, I'm not even violent until you push me there. I'm like a jack in a box. You keep fucking spinning that damn thing on the side. And when I pop out, don't be shocked. I always been that way. Especially when I didn't used to talk about how I feel about things. I used to keep whole shit in. And hold shit in and hold shit in. When I pop off, it be ugly. I'm like, damn, I be like regretting it after. But then I'm like, I have my reasons though. Like, they should have been fucking with me. Or they should have never fucked over me. Like, a motherfucker sit there and fuck over you and fuck over you, fuck over you, fuck over you. And think there ain't gonna be no fucking consequences. And I'm like, I didn't even do it on purpose. It's just my heart can only take so much when it comes to heartbreak. You know, a devastation, or being betrayed. You know? So, yeah. But, I'm gonna get off of here and go. I just wanted to chat with y'all for a little bit. Peace.